In today's video, we're going to break down 5 end-of-retirement regrets that could change your life. I'm a retired income certified professional and the founder of Securement Wealth Management. I've helped clients all over the United States maximize their retirement experience without creating undue stress. Retirement can be complicated, and over my career, I've repeatedly seen common decisions that retirees regret, whether it's decisions about how long they should work or how much they spent at different times during their retirement. Certain choices often lead to regret later in life. These regrets are exactly what I'll be covering in today's video. I'll not only be breaking them down, but more importantly, we're also going to go through how you can avoid them. So let's get into the video. The first regret is retiring too late or working longer than necessary and missing out on years of retirement enjoyment. Most of the time, people tend to retire later, not due to financial instability, but due to financial insecurity or an over-attachment to their career identity. I've also had clients who underestimate the value of free time and overestimate how long they'll be healthy enough to enjoy retirement fully. And yes, while there may be more savings if they work longer, they have fewer years to enjoy what they've saved. We can call these people the hangers-on. They hang on as long as possible, but if they're not careful due to health, they'll need to adjust to a less active lifestyle than desirable and may have fewer years to travel or pursue hobbies. Unfortunately, many end up facing health limitations that affect their retirement activities. Sure, financial security is important, but working too long can lead to burnout. Working too long can induce stress-related health issues and less time for physical activity and the all-important self-care. Working too long can lead to crankiness. This is where a good financial plan shines and a frank discussion about the future. I always try to get my clients to regularly review their retirement goals and consider the non-financial benefits of retiring early. Of course, we monitor investment strategies and make adjustments if necessary to support an earlier retirement if that's the goal. But there's more. We spend time considering phased-in retirement options and may even practice living on a retirement budget for a while before fully retiring. Of course, any productive conversation about hanging it up includes discussion on hobbies and interests outside of work. I always suggest that people conduct a yearly assessment of financial health, lifestyle satisfaction, and health status to determine if it's time to retire or to adjust your retirement plans. And don't forget to develop core pursuits. That's a topic we'll get to later. The second regret is not spending enough money in the early part of your retirement. Here's a stat that never ceases to amaze me. Most current retirees still had 80% of their pre-retirement savings after nearly 2 decades of retirement. It begs the question, is this good or bad? It's good if they're truly living their wealth, but not so much if they're pinching pennies out of fear. The regret of not spending enough early in retirement stems from being overly cautious, fearing you might outlive your savings. This mindset can cause retirees to miss out on opportunities for enjoyment and fulfillment during the initial, more active years of retirement. The negative effects of underspending should not be underestimated, but this is a theme you'll find a lot with me. Often, by the time a retiree realizes he or she could spend more, it's too late. They can't travel as much and are less likely to engage in hobbies or participate in social events. They may become isolated. The early years of retirement are ideal for pursuing dreams and interests, and missing out on this time can lead to significant regret and under-fulfillment later in life. There are a few things you could do. Develop a realistic spending plan. I'd like you to work with an advisor to create a budget that balances spending and saving to ensure you can enjoy your early retirement years without compromising long-term security. Typically, the conversation starts with how much do you want to spend? Instead, push your advisor to answer how much can you spend? And then practice spending. Gradually increase discretionary spending to become comfortable with using your savings. When someone reaches retirement, they're automatically expected to pivot and use their accumulated resources to fund their lifestyle. This shift is challenging because their saving muscles are well developed, while their spending muscles are pretty weak. So the retiree tightens their purse strings even more. I try to help my clients by simply giving them permission to spend and gradually adjust their spending habits so they enjoy the fruits of their labor. I encourage them to prioritize experiences. I want them to identify and plan for experiences and activities that are more meaningful and fulfilling. Here's something I'm thinking about. My son was recently married, and as I record this video, Josh and Lauren are enjoying Greece and sending lots of photos, maybe even too many photos. He won't watch this. Anyway, they're in Santorini, and it looks spectacular. I kind of want to go there, and I don't really like to go anywhere. So this would be quite the experience, but as you might agree, it's probably more costly, a lot more costly, than a long weekend in Milwaukee. So I'm reviewing my plans and separating a bit of money previously earmarked for retirement for a once-in-a-lifetime trip. I encourage you to consider those shifts in your world. The third regret is not creating a post-retirement identity that gives you purpose or a reason to get out of bed every morning. Without a sense of purpose, retirees often feel lost or unfulfilled, and they struggle to find meaning after leaving the workforce. My father's a perfect example. He strongly identified with our family wine business. After we sold the chain, he struggled mightily in retirement because he lacked outside interests apart from basketball, which he played pretty well into his 80s. This is not unique to him. Many retirees face similar challenges. To address this, retirees can develop new hobbies and interests or revisit old passions. In Wes Moss's book, What the Happiest Retirees Know, he emphasizes having core pursuits in retirement. The happiest retirees, he says, have at least 3.6 core pursuits. Deeply engaging activities like traveling, playing sports, or volunteering. His research suggests that these pursuits provide critical purpose and fulfillment. Here's an example. My wife runs a local food pantry, and several years ago, a widowed woman began volunteering. She not only helps the community, but also her involvement has led to a close friendship with my wife. And me to a lesser degree, although she probably is just being nice to me because of my wife. All kidding aside, it's a great plus for both of them. Another approach is always saying yes to most social invitations. A friend's widow coped with her loss by accepting every invitation no matter the activity. It helped her build a new social network and stay active, which has kept her happy despite her loss. The fourth regret is not discussing long-term care or end-of-life decisions with your loved ones. Not preparing for end-of-life involves failing to plan for financial, legal, and emotional aspect of one's final years. This is a common regret among retirees due to procrastination or lack of awareness or discomfort with mortality. Many focus so much on accumulating wealth that they neglect end-of-life planning. I often think about this because of my father who has dementia. He's physically healthy, but others in his memory unit are not. One resident can't talk, eat, or move independently, and I wonder if this is what he wanted, or if he failed to specify his wishes and his family didn't ask, resulting in his current state. Without proper planning, retirees may face financial insecurity, legal complications, and emotional distress, and all this affects their retirement peace. This can lead to increased medical costs or legal battles and unclear healthcare decisions. So to avoid this, individuals should start planning early and review their plans regularly. This includes everyone, not just the wealthy. Key steps include establishing advanced directives, like a living will to specify your medical treatment preferences if you become unable to communicate, a durable power of attorney for healthcare, appointing someone you trust to make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you're incapacitated. We also suggest setting up financial power of attorney, appointing an agent, choosing a trusted person to manage your financial affairs if you're unable to do so. I want you to clearly outline the financial decisions your agent can make. I want you to organize important documents, store them properly, keep your will, insurance policies, bank account details, property deeds, and passwords all in a secure, accessible place. You should inform trusted individuals, your power of attorney, trusted friends. Everyone should know where to find all these documents. Now, in my case, my middle son Danny handles because my oldest son is uncomfortable with the topic. Discuss all your plans with your loved ones. Talk openly with family and close friends about your end-of-life plans and wishes. Provide clarity, because clear communication helps prevent misunderstandings and conflicts later in life. The fifth and final regret is not spending time reflecting and appreciating life. This has to do with missing the opportunity to look back on experiences, cherish memories, and recognize the beauty and blessings in one's life. This regret often arises when individuals realize they've been too focused on the future or past challenges, and they neglect the present moments that bring joy and fulfillment. Several factors contribute. Often it's busy lifestyle or During your working years, many are preoccupied with careers, raising families, and managing day-to-day responsibilities. This leaves little time for introspection. Also, being too goal-oriented causes problems. That's a constant focus on achieving goals and milestones that can overshadow the importance of appreciating the journey in small, everyday moments. And let's not forget cultural influences. A lot of societal norms often emphasize productivity and success, often at the expense of mindfulness and gratitude. I always talk about this with my clients. This subject is very important. Here are a few suggestions and how I try to be appreciative. Can't lie, some of this stuff just makes me feel good. A handful of my clients maintain a gratitude journal where they regularly write down things they're grateful for. This practice helps shift focus from negative to positive aspects of life and reinforces a habit of appreciation. Some of my clients meditate, where they incorporate mindfulness and meditation into their daily routine. This can help you become more aware of the present moment and the things you're grateful for. Since I don't maintain a journal or have patience to meditate, here's what I do. I just try to share my appreciation with others. Sharing your appreciation with others can strengthen relationships and create a positive environment. It's so important to verbally acknowledge and express thanks to those around you. Here are 3 things to consider. Verbal appreciation, making a habit of expressing thanks to family, friends, and colleagues. This can be as simple as saying thank you for your help or I appreciate your support. Some people like written notes, writing thank you notes or letters to people who have made a positive impact in their lives. This can be done for a past favor, support through a tough time, or just to express general appreciation. I normally only do this when my wife makes me. But there is public acknowledgement. Sharing your gratitude in public settings like during team meetings or family gatherings to highlight and celebrate the contribution of others. I've been fortunate in my life. I feel I should be thankful. Now you know the 5 big end of retirement regrets that people tend to ignore. You can start to identify all the changes you need to make in your life to avoid them yourself. However, there will be different nuances that come up in your specific situation that I have not been able to cover in such a short video. So if you want a team of professionals to analyze your situation and create an optimal plan completely tailored to you, click the first link in the description. It'll take you to a page where you can book a completely free consultation with our team, where we can begin to help you build the retirement of your dreams.